Tonight, he's drunk. And
You're listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
I asked 3 times and I didn't get a drink.
I got 2 drinks.
My notes.
You got 2 drinks in 1 cup.
I saw that video.
Are we on?
We're on.
We're on.
Yeah, take it. I'll just work the levels.
We're in the penthouse suite of the Plaza on 1 Main Street. The original Las Vegas. That's what they say when you call down. When you call down to get glassware in a penthouse suite and they go, oh, we don't allow any glassware outside of the restaurants. The bars give you plastic cups. You're in a penthouse suite with plastic cups. The same cups you get in a fucking Hampton Inn lobby with that lemon water.
It might be an overreaction to the sniper situation where they don't want glassware up above 21. People could get hurt.
Andy Andrist, Shank, Ggreg, Chaille, and the ladies are here. Bingo and Tracy. And we just get in. You guys get in last night.
I just got in an hour ago or 2, something like that.
You didn't hit your 4:20 time.
No, but apparently I was spotted earlier, I heard, before I got here.
Tracy, did you tweet that picture?
That's a great picture. Oh, you haven't tweeted it?
When we pulled up, we took it the long way to the liquor store.
Wait. When Chaille says we took the long way, that means Chaille got us lost 2 times.
Yeah, okay.
It happens. Well, we pull up, and it's kind of over where the dive bar is. So it's not on the strip, but it's like about 6 blocks over from the strip. So it's still kind of strippy, but there's like gas stations and stuff like that. And there's this guy, like leg crossed over and then head like on a cement like curb. But it wasn't like a curb in the street. It was up on the sidewalk. But it must have been 6 or 7 inches. It wasn't a thing.
It was
like
part of somebody's
An
fence.
embankment.
Yeah, it was more like an embankment. You're right. And
It was more pillow height than a regular curb.
like pants hanging down. And I'm thinking to myself, is that Andy? Like concerned. And then Tracy had the same thing going through her head. So when it finally came up, it's like, man, that guy must be comfortable because he's able to sleep on that embankment of a cement. And Tracy goes, I thought that was Andy. And we all 3 of us were like, no way.
It looked like Andy.
You had to do a double take.
Some of the clones are having trouble adjusting to the urban setting.
Well, then as we drove past, I got an even better look and got to look at him in the face, and I was even more convinced it was you.
So that's who I somehow, this is how I get out of it. This is how I get done with everything. I get that guy, put him in my place. Okay, yeah, where was this guy? I need to talk to him. I don't know what to do with him.
Oh, I know where he's at.
You could, yeah. Maybe I'll buy him a drink and join him for some crack or something.
Oh, man.
we landed. We were in Minneapolis, Bingo and I, doing 3 shows to warm-up shows, which all of these warm-up shows have caused more questions than answers. We flew out this morning, landed at 11:15. Fucking, you know what? I'm a Delta guy. We had the worst flight attendant lady, just angry, miserable, in first class too, and just bitchy and snarly and rotten. And
welcome to Coach.
And at the end, I'm gonna fuck with this lady. I want to cost her job.
At the end of the flight, though, right?
Yeah, at the end. Always at the end.
Sure.
It's terrorism during.
When they have all the power.
Yeah, that's true.
And I had all these. I'm trying to sleep, and but I'm just stewing in hatred. And at the end of it, I said, to the other flight attendant, I go, what's that lady's name? She goes, why?
Yeah.
And I said, because I want her to know her name. She goes, we're not allowed to give out names. I said, she's wearing a name tag. And then she walks away. So then, in a brilliant twist, on the way out, I said to the really cranky lady, I said, hey, I Delta gives you these things at the beginning of the year. Tell us, like they give you 4 things to write up a thing about someone who made your flight better. Like, and they get bonus things for it. Yeah, and you. So I go, I tried to fill one of these out for you, but that other lady wouldn't give me your name. She goes, why wouldn't she do that? And then I don't know, and I just left the plane.
Fight.
Yeah, let them beef it out themselves.
Fucking brilliant.
She's one away from like getting a bump in pay or something, some kind of
That
spiff.
cunt has been doing that the whole time. I
knew it. And I love that the first thing she can say because she's a robot is, we're not allowed to give names. It's like these are all pseudonyms or something. But that's just the lamest.
I'm operator 235.
There's 5 questions in the air. I mean, from a flight attendant standpoint, there's probably about only 5 or 6 that they have to answer all the fucking time. And one of them could be name, and that's all she's got.
Point being, I got here in a good mood. Just having that, like, yeah, all right, now I'm happy because you guys are going to fight and I'm getting a Plaza limo where we stole all the waters. I stole a dozen waters out of that limo. And Andy, how'd you show up? I heard you had wolves or something.
I rode here with Brett Brock and 3 wolves from L.A. Not
Is that a band?
Brett Brock is here?
Brett Brock is
3
here.
wolves.
And the 3 wolves.
Oh, they're good. Yeah, they just got signed.
They were stepping
For the
wolves
punk rock
because
festival.
they kept stepping on my balls the whole way. The big dominant one was trying to,
How'd you train him to do that?
I know. He was trying to alpha me. And so, but eventually we bonded and had a pretty good ride. But yeah, so drove over.
In what kind of vehicle did you have? 3
I think it was
wolves?
a Jeep.
Right.
I didn't look. I just got in
Don't
it.
sweat
but,
the details there,
Yeah,
Andy.
so I was in L.A. for a couple
It wasn't
days.
a Prius with 3
No,
wolves and you
no.
and Brett Brock.
I was in L.A. making a big splash. And,
I saw you with, was it Brian
Provenza.
Holtzman?
Yeah, I took a picture with Holtzman because I wanted to
At
send
the
it
Comedy
to you.
Store, yeah.
Yeah, and then I go, hey, and then later he found me. Go, let's do that picture. So he was equally charged. I'm not sure why. Eddie's seems to be a little tapped, a little touched, maybe in the.
He always has been. That's what the beauty of Holtzman.
Yeah, we watched this show last night a little bit it was a pretty small
The end of the
crowd.
night?
Yeah, end
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the night show, and it was a treat. He had some great stuff. Use the word bitch a lot for closing there for the.
It's not. It's never the same, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, he's like Brody, but he doesn't have all those good vibes of
Yeah, it's the anti-Brody.
Yeah, he's in the Brody slot though, so it's like Gotham version of Brody now. So that's how that. Yeah, they close up with him. Now
Brett
as a
Brock
regular.
is here. I tried to do a mental, and I really have no memory of like all the people that are going to be here, and there's going to be shitloads of people. Kirshner's going to be here.
the lawyer's
Oh, wow.
coming.
what?
Yeah,
I owe him a bottle of whiskey.
Well,
No, he owes me one.
No, but I owe him one from a stupid fucking drunken Super Bowl bet.
And he said he owes me one from a stupid
Oh,
bet. I don't
maybe
remember.
I'll say that
Maybe
too.
you can wash it out.
I can tell him
we'll make it a push.
I think him and the guy who molested me owe me a fucking car. He got all that legal money, and I didn't get shit. All I got was an embarrassing story, and he got fucking 50, 60, I
You're
can't.
still milking it though. You're down to a Provenza.
Oh yeah, I'm. But the money part of it. We put a shifty lawyer up to a job, and then he makes a bunch of money, and then legally he's probably not supposed to kick me some of that money, but legally he wasn't supposed to do a lot of other stuff neither. He's our Bill Barr now. He's just stymieing. Come on in, explain yourself, Jay.
Well, two friends from Alaska.
Yeah, Bo,
Bart.
the
Bart.
Tell these guys.
Bardo
walked
and
out-
boobs.
Hold on.
I walked out off that flight with our driver and Bingo waiting for our bags. I go, I need a cigarette, and I went outside to the ashtray, and then this guy walks up to me with aviator glasses on. He goes, "Hey," and I went, "What? Oh shit, Bart!" It's Bart
From Coots. We were just up
nice.
there in April for the festival, and him and Boobs. Boobs is a musician in town. And,
Yeah, I was upstairs, Coots talking about sobriety with Boobs, and we're like, Doug's doing his thing. It's like, well, if we both go out there, maybe we can kind of lean on each other on the sobriety thing. So I'm surprised he's here, but that's great.
Wait, you're sober?
No, come on. No, come on. I drink less alcohol, but I
Double down on everything else.
Other drugs are getting ignored. Alcohol's great, but it should be a gateway drug.
Leave it in the past.
Yeah, so I kind of got a wake up call that I need to find better drugs.
Yeah, Bart said, "You remember Boobs?" And I go, "Yeah, Bart, what are you up to?" I
been a
don't
while
remember Boobs.
I don't think you would have.
This isn't about you, Bingo, so don't look hurt. I'm not even drunk yet. Yeah, I have to take it easy on the booze because I shit blood a lot,
Oh, that's
So
right.
That's the only reason. Other
I
drugs.
figured that's why you asked for a Bloody Mary right away.
Right,
It's just
right.
that you don't know. Just to trick yourself.
Well, in the Fremont, I can probably get a following, and people want to do pictures if I shit blood in white pants.
He eats
there.
beets like apples now. I don't know. It's probably the beets.
I have not talked to Chad Shank, but he's over at the other hotel, and I go, in my heart, I thought, you're doing great. You're not angry. You're not having problems. There's no issues. I think you're having a great time so far.
Definitely. I'm away from my home, and which I don't want to be at right now. So I'm having a good time.
We're two guys that aren't happy
Yeah.
ever, and then when we're together, we're not happy together, but it's fun.
But you're away. You're both wanting to be away from home.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about a throw the mama from the train kind of wife swap
was-
deal. But it's not fair because mine's blind and he's stronger, so it's we're trying to work out the logistics and,
Dynamics.
yeah,
It's
70-30 or something because
It's like
mine's
if
an
the
easier
Odd
kill.
Couple guys were both mediocre, dirty, and like cocaine. It's a fucking good, make for a good
The
sitcom,
even
I think.
couple.
Jack Clubman.
Andy and I were already. He just got here. We smoked a joint in the alley outside on the way over here, and then we walked over and we were checking out all of the buskers and grifters.
Yeah,
Along.
the Fremont.
What's funny is we're in Vegas, and it's my show for 2 nights and punk rock bowling.
Which is over 48 bands, like a bunch of locations, like small club venues, and then there's a big festival thing for 3 days. So it's big, and they have started arriving.
But generally, I can profile my audience in
Yeah.
the casino.
Yeah.
And now with punk rock bowling, and we're next to the Greyhound station.
There's going to be a real proud.
It could
boy
be all
crossover.
three.
Hey, Doug, are they lining up for your merch, or is the
Is the 275 to Bullhead City?
it's running late?
Now, if a sniper randomly opened up on a tower at your crowd and got like 1 out of 7 or one out
No,
of...
if there's a sniper opening fire from this casino, it's at the other people. It's someone from our
the show.
crowd.
Okay. I gotta go. So, what hotel was that? The sniper at?
Oh,
I can't
it's
remember.
way down at the end because
They moved it.
no. There's is it Tropicana? No, it's on the other side.
Oh,
What?
It was at
Mandalay Bay. Yeah, because across from it is where they do that.
Where they have
Warrior.
glassware in a penthouse suite.
Yes. The sniper one.
But let's not talk about gun violence. This is a podcast. Let's have some
Can you
fun.
get some AR-15s to make some drinks in?
You can't. You can order it from room service, but there is no room service here.
Yeah.
I'm shitting on the Plaza, but that's why we've always come here. We've come to the Plaza since before I did stand-up comedy. It's old school Vegas, and it's no frills, and that's what I love about it. Even though I
But he
complain
wants
about it.
glassware. That's a frill.
That's
Put
a
it in your
frill.
rider next time.
I've always considered glassware a fucking frill. Frill for society.
I realized when last time we were here on the other side of town, over by the Luxor, and I realized that people thought I was homeless. And then over on this side of town, the homeless people ask me for money. So I'm like in the center of this weird Las Vegas caste system where I'm like, you don't know who you are.
The economics change in that 2 blocks.
Oh, I'm waking up now.
This morning I was walking up Fremont Street, and there was the palm frond people. They weave roses and baskets and shit. There's a whole bunch of them. Them and bucket drummers.
If you look right behind you, we're on a marathon of naked and afraid, watching people make slippers and
Yeah, they're down in the Fremont.
bikinis out of palm fronds.
Maybe that's where these guys learned it, but I got to see some gangster shit in old Las Vegas this morning. The palm frond wholesalers were, with their big, wide pieces of palm frond, were given the palm frond weavers the business. And one of them stood up to him. He tried to leave. The guy tried to leave, the little guy. Another guy was screaming at him. He said, you need to come back here. I just want you to do the right thing. And he's like, fuck you. And he keeps walking, and they end up right in front of me. I was talking to Jenny, or I would have filmed it. I told her, I go, I should film this. And this black dude walked up next to me, and he was filming it. I go, hey, never mind, he's getting it.
World star.
Started cracking up.
I would have said, can't we all weave along? And then walked.
So,
Oh, dream weaver.
the little guy ended up getting a good, solid hook shot, knocking the shit out of the guy who chased him down. But then one of the other more diplomatic palm frond cartel.
Bystander.
No, he was part of. There was about 6 of them over there doing some palm frond business, and he runs over and he's like, "Break it up, you guys are friends." And they're all methed out. It was early, and so they squashed the whole thing and separated. And one guy went on down that road, and one guy went on down this road. And I was like, "Well, that's a good ending to it." And then the fucking police showed up on bicycles and started questioning everybody, and I was like,
After it was over.
And one guy got a little tiny good shot in, and it wasn't even a fight at all. And
we'll instigate it tomorrow. We'll get
fun
the
to
same
watch.
players. You work good cop, bad
I'll
cop.
recognize.
We'll train them. We'll take a half hour to give them some pointers about how to get real effective with the inside shit. And
but some guy beat me to the punch because the people were talking, and I was going to go over there and tell them. I was going to lead them in the wrong direction. And they ran that way, chasing each other with some bullshit story. And another guy walked up to him and fucking pointed. It was that guy over there, a half a mile away, walking down that way. I was like, these motherfuckers are out here on meth weaving palm fronds. They don't have problems enough in their life. You got to send the guy. I kept walking around eyeballing that guy like I was going to beat the fuck out of him. I was
that's
like,
how this town works.
Narc.
It's a pyramid scheme. Somebody wants to fight, then there's another guy wants to fight, and then some guy with a big drink spills something while watching it.
Phil, maybe I was a mark in that situation. They were just waiting for me to get.
I'll just, if that happens again, I'll just find a tourist that's not looking, and that's my guy. That's the one I'm going to fucking punch. And then, we'll see what happens with the Palmers.
Maybe we can get a picture with them after.
Are they, so they want people to buy palm frond product?
They weave them into roses. And
Oh, I
other
saw those.
little
I saw
things.
that.
I'm
Crucifix
surprised.
and stuff like that.
Okay.
You were probably distracted
No,
by
I
the
saw
amount
that
of guys
shit.
drumming
I
on
thought-
buckets.
I was walking by-
Those guys abound out
I was
there.
walking by and out of the corner of my eye, I thought, well, that weed looks a little dry. And then I saw that was some sort of shit. Yeah. Huh.
They have in the little
Can't make weed into origami.
Yeah. Well, not yet.
in those little side stores down there. I noticed earlier they advertise it. They pre-rolls and edibles, but they're not dispensaries, so they can't legally sell it. They're selling pre-rolled joints of CBD weed that won't even get you high.
No THC in it.
Tourists.
That's what I would do. I wouldn't even sell them CBD shit. Fucking
It's
pencil
probably not.
shavings.
It's probably palm fronds.
Oh yeah, they're on the up and up when it comes to actually
Yeah.
providing
Yeah.
CBD weed.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, well, that stuff. This is one of those things in Alaska, and then some of the edibles they gave us at that festival didn't. They were all CBD, so I was, I got cheated. I ate a cookie for thinking
nothing.
It would give me a zip.
I thought it was funny because I think you ate all my edibles out of my bag before I got there. So I think it's funny that they were CBD.
Yeah, I did.
I think we kept everything away from Andy.
Yeah, their bags had different stuff in them.
but eventually we all had to go to sleep. So I can't.
Every bag
I
had
can't
different
attest to
stuff.
it.
I somehow know. I might have mixed and matched a bit, but
Oh, God.
They should do Naked and Afraid. Urban.
no, yeah, that's just being homeless.
Have we talked about
It's
this?
almost down there on fucking
Yeah,
Fremont.
so shit, that was that guy that we saw earlier.
The
His
guy's
ass hanging
wearing
out.
the.
You just need to take them about 6 blocks off of Fremont in a dumpster area, and then that's kind of their thing. And then their extraction is Fremont. Maybe they come out through,
Well, they got
You,
guys wearing.
you have to be naked. You start behind a dumpster naked, and then you have to go into downtown Vegas. Well, you can't get a fucking Subway sandwich naked. You just have to be try to live for fucking 21 days naked in a city. It's a great idea.
Tasered.
They did a Japanese show like that where they took a guy and he takes his clothes off. He goes into a room that's empty, and all they have is magazines, and he has to try and get
To win like a
he
sweepstakes.
has to write an essay about this, and we'll send you 10 pounds of rice or whatever, right? So he had all these things, but all day long he's ripping these things out and writing them, but he's got to wait. He's got nothing but water until there's a knock at the door and the postman brings him
that.
something, and then he's got a thing of golf balls, a case of golf. What the fuck? But he can, hopefully use those to trade. But then at the end, he was in there for a long time. He's going crazy. He's fucking going batshit crazy. But he was getting things. But he would be eating one staple of food until a sweepstakes or something else came along. And the whole thing was filmed, and then they don't do out here. There's no privacy.
Yeah. They'd get sued if a guy filled up
did
on
you
golf
see
balls.
Did you see the threesome they had two? It was kind of a lesbian type chick and a hot chick, and then a dude, and then it just fell
Naked and
apart.
Afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it fell apart early. The dude, the lesbian got upset because she wasn't getting cuddled, and it's an episode.
Wait a minute, Andy.
It was an episode this season. I know.
It was for survival, and he was cuddling with the yoga instructor.
Well, yeah, you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other guy was like, "Hey, we're all trying to survive here."
Yeah.
And then the cuddler, he fucking tapped out after 2 days
know,
at a
yeah,
medical
yeah.
because his legs were all swolled up.
Yeah.
I like that Stanhope brought it up anecdotally because it's on the TV right now, and you guys are fucking experts.
Yeah, I didn't even know these are recent episodes. This might be
they just
a
finished the
show
season.
that discontinued.
Spoiler alert.
They just
Spoiler
finished the
alert.
season, so they've been doing marathons. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're a season ahead.
I
I think the yoga chick was bullshit, and the guy tried to smooth it over.
Yeah, she was what was the problem?
No, you came at it a different way.
just-
Andy, it's survival out there.
I know. I am tapping out.
do we still take a break, or are we doing Patreon? Or I don't do we
should do
bring
Patreon
Patreon right now? Probably not.
It wouldn't be very smooth if we did.
No, it wouldn't be. But we're doing Patreon.
What's Patreon?
Patreon is you fuck commercials, and you just chuck us some money, right? That's basically
Well,
what it is.
There's a lot of effort that goes into this pot. I know it doesn't sound like it.
Well, coming up soon, instead of a cocktails, we're going to go cocktails, send us some fucking money so you don't have to listen to. We're still going to do fake commercials and shit like that.
We'll
and
still have
goofy
commercials.
stuff.
We have sponsors every once in a while, but
Yeah.
I think that business model for, I mean, unless you're, Bill Burr or Mark Maron or Rogan.
Or Joe Rogan
Yeah.
or Doug Benson.
Yeah,
or,
until we put this on video, which everyone's, hey, why don't you do video? Well, because at least I can speak for Chad Shank and myself. We don't want to be on camera.
Well,
It's fucking weird.
And you
Yeah,
don't want us on camera. I don't understand. We're ugly.
And
What do
for
you wanna see?
Chaille, he doesn't want to have to edit. Like we have to.
Well, let's see if Patreon can change that.
Yeah.
Well, all right, I had the idea
Or-
that we could do commercials that would for people that didn't fired us before. We could do even worse commercials
Hey.
behind the paywall.
That's
yeah,
a lot of
we'd have to
production.
talk to our lawyer, but he's here in town.
oh yeah, he's probably already here.
A wink, wink, nudge, nudge is in town somewhere. Yeah.
We do this every week, 52 weeks out of the year. If you're listening and you like it, kick us something. If you don't like it and you still listen,
Well, do you know?
I don't know why you're doing that.
How do you get to Patreon?
yeah, you just go to patreon.com/Stanhope podcast. There'll be a whole thing set up there to contribute. So
All right.
that's patreon.com/Stanhope podcast.
I want to give a shout out to Knuckleheads Comedy Club at the Mall of America.
Really?
Well, it's now it's the House of Comedy that I just played, but it's where Knuckleheads used to be across
it's no
the
longer
way.
the same.
Yeah, Knuckleheads hasn't been there since the 90s, but that was my first scene. There was a scene, and I was part of it, and we were all kids, and the staff hung out. Everyone hung out, and I just played. They have a comedy club there again, the House of Comedy. Rick Bronson's House of Comedy. There you go, Rick.
Did it close as a comedy club for a long period of time, and then somebody else happened to put a comedy club in that?
Yeah,
place?
I guess Rick Bronson's has been around for several years, but it was Knuckleheads until fucking I don't know when. But 95 is the last time I remember being there, and not all. A lot of the Knuckleheads staff from the 90s came out last night, and it was such a fucking beautiful high school reunion. Steve-O, Tierney, Lily, and they all looked the same. Paula, who I lived with, Paula, if you read my book, she's the one I lived on her couch with her 12-year-old kid
What?
during the...
Hey now,
I didn't read that book.
is that the pedophile book or
Fun with pedophiles?
That is the only book I haven't read. That must be in that one.
She was there. I go, and her kid was there. He's now 38 years old. Oh, it's
Fuck
fucking
your
brutal. And I go, how old? When I was watching him while you were at work, how old was he? She said 9. I go, well, that's not old enough to consent. I thought he was 13. But it was just like everyone I recognized, even the kid that was not 9. He was like 12, 13. I even recognized him. He looked the same. And I said that on stage. I'm so terrified of the Knucklehead staff being here where I won't remember him because it's been so long. And the last night, I was doing these jokes, and I can give away the bits a little bit, but I have a bit about Me Too and like how I have way better stories, Me Too, about me than people that have been blackballed and fired and pulling your dick out. And this one girl, Connie, that was an ancillary person for a minute in the Knuckleheads days, sitting up front. I go, come on, Connie, how many people have not seen my dick? I didn't know the fucking Knuckleheads staff was in the back. And then afterwards, oh, God, I wish I could have stayed out all night, but I had to get an early flight here to Vegas. And the Knucklehead staff are giving me different stories. Yeah. Oh, I was young and naive, and I said, "Oh, I'll drive you back to your hotel," and then you slapped your dick on the hood of my car, and I had to put it in reverse and peel out to get away from you. And then Lily's, yeah, they were evidently, and I still don't remember where they came to Vegas once, whereas playing the Riviera. I go, the Riviera has been torn down for like 20 years or something. Yeah, we were there. Yeah, at one point, I was sleeping in your room. And you elbowed me. You were jerking off, and you're like, just stop. They had better Me Too stories than the Me Too stories I was telling on stage about me. And paid $45 for a ticket.
That was a good picture
Yeah, I saw that
with
picture.
the staff wearing, or I don't know if they were just fans or people that came out.
The two girls,
No,
Tierney.
the eBay yard sale jackets.
Oh, the jackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, these fucking dudes showed up all wearing eBay yard sale jackets, and it was great.
It's a good picture.
And that was just one night. The night before, another guy had. I go, that's my jacket, you motherfucker. You're wearing my jacket. It was a good jacket. So yeah, that was so much fun, and I wish I could have hung out all night. And it was like stupid Mall of America fun. It's the club is in the Mall of America, and it was just like 1994, where you do the show. The staff is fucking fantastic. Joshua, I wish I could remember all the names. The birthday girl, and then you go to TGI Fridays afterwards.
Down that corridor of the mall.
Is
Yeah.
that the big sports bar still there? There was like a huge sports bar.
Well, there's a lot of shit in the mall, but
this was right
out,
in the,
right
next to
outside the mall, beside our Homewood Suites, was the TGI Fridays that we can walk back to our hotel from. And yeah, I fucking
What I like about TGI Fridays is you always know what you're going to get.
no, you don't. I'll fucking tell you the truth. I'm gonna fucking tear the roof off of TGI Fridays. The potato skins, they've changed them so where it's like a cupcake in a mold. So imagine an empty cupcake where the bacon bits and cheese sit in the bottom, and like these suck.
And they're trying to say baby boomer, or the new generation's killing that restaurant. It's fucking... Yeah, that's some shit there.
But it was so 1994 where, yeah, we're hanging out at a TGI Fridays. It's not like there's a great dive bar outside of the biggest mall in America. You're still going to get corporate shit. Oh, I got to fucking... let's take a break.
All right.
Do you want to take a break? Because I want to piss, and I want to tell you something. I'm debating on putting in this special that we're filming tomorrow.
In 24 hours, you're gonna fucking riff it.
No, I've been working it out, and it's gotten a fucking huge laugh every time I did it. But it's kind of calculated in a way, but it works. All right, let's take a break.
Cocktails. This is Chad Shank, and when I'm at Stanhope's, I drink plastic jug vodka.
'Cause there ain't no other option. Plastic Jug Vodka. What's your favorite brand? Tweet me at Doug Stanhope or tweet Chad Shank at HD Fatty. That's HD Fatty. Hyman Doberman Fatty with a Y.
Hyman Doberman.
I don't know.
We're on.
Give her explicit instructions, because that dude next to the elevators is no help.
Oh, yeah.
There's
yeah.
only 2 elevators that come up to this floor. The other ones only go to the other floor.
And
below.
you know what? This is
We're back. It's rolling.
yeah. What was that? Was that a doorbell?
It was
Ding.
a chime. It was a ding. I heard a ding.
Check the door. We're under assumed names that Brian Hennigan went deep tracks for names that you would have had to read both of my books to know these names. I don't think Hennigan even read my books. How would he know the names? Hennigan, I'm doing this special, and we're filming 3 shows, and you know how lazy I am. I'll just let him edit it, but I don't know if I trust Hennigan to edit my specials. He'll just, that's just fine.
Have you ever sat in during editing?
Yes, I have. Well, I've done it myself where I just say, hey, I've looked at the special and given bullet points.
Notes on what you...
But I didn't on the last one because the last one I only filmed 1 show.
The last one being...
No Place Like Home.
Are you doing 2 on Saturday then?
2 on Saturday. Ugh. Gotta nail it on Friday, and then I can fuck around on Friday.
Friday night you can fuck around.
Chad,
I don't get what you just said.
I want to talk to you about.
What did you just? Hold on. What did you just say?
Fuck around on Saturday.
Okay, you
if
said
I can nail it.
You said nail it on Friday to fuck around on Friday.
All right,
that's weird math.
It's like
someone's
Maxwell
coming for you.
Smart
Please
trying
hold.
to get in
We're
here.
on the podcast. Olivia Grace is opening these 3 shows. And I'm
sorry
debating.
I wasn't available. Sorry about that.
We don't know how you got in this room, Andy.
Me neither.
Did she open for you on the tour at all? I mean, your mini tour.
No. But her, Kristen Becker, and White Cotton, we've talked about. I'll talk to you off the air, but I was going to do Doug Stanhope and Friends for the next tour because
we've done in the past, which is a way to build up material.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to fucking man up and have an hour because there's a lot of shit in this. So, but for this weekend, I thought Chad Shank should open because people need to know to shut the fuck up because we're filming Olivia Grace so she can put out a special and they need to know, don't fucking shout shit out. And I think Chad Shank, at this point, most people should know who the fuck Chad Shank is so he can go out and open the show.
You tell me what you want to announce.
Yeah.
I'll go out and make announcements. I don't mind.
I wear
Good.
that Chad Shank shirt sometimes around, and people. I've had a lot of people go, "Who is that?" I say, "Chad Shank," and they go, "Okay." So you get respect
That's
like
the
that.
expected response.
I
Okay.
think they just think, did he just say he's going to shank me?
I told you not to talk to that guy.
Isn't it? I mean, I haven't been taping in a while. I was at Dante's, and during the one in Bisbee, I was managing front of house and stuff. Don't you have someone go up and kind of do warm up from a sitcom where they come out and go, now everyone, you see the sign above where it says applause? When you see that go, we're going to go crazy.
From the 818.
I think the last one I did it myself, right? No Place Like Home. I just went out because we don't do.
Well, it's home turf too, so.
But before that, listen, I'm just going to talk for a while like I do in a real show.
I think you did that at Dante. No,
8 to 10 minutes.
Hannigan came out in Dante's, I believe, or the opener did. Someone came out to explain it at Dante's.
I did because we don't do every special. You have to sit through, ladies and gentlemen, and whatever their opening bullshit off stage is, and the camera that follows them through the thing. I've done that too, but yeah. I don't want to see fucking 5 minutes of fluffed applause to watch a comic get into his shit. I start my shit when the shit starts. And we'll do something goofy ahead of time that
we did a podcast, didn't we? Downstairs?
Downstairs at Dante's that was at Beer Hall Putsch? It
was Beer Hall Putsch. And was that at the end, or I don't know where they put that. Yeah, Mamu was there.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, Andy.
I remember.
Me and Andy and Mamu back in that blow basement. Dante's blow basement.
Yeah, so someone's got to go out and, you got to have someone go up and say, this is what we're doing and this is kind of like what we expect behavior-wise because the clock's ticking. We got to get this done.
Yeah, you explain it.
And
to
the
me.
heckling
I'll
thing
do that.
is the one thing that'll, it's a show that's being recorded.
That's the problem with Vegas, and that's my biggest fear.
Isn't it like when somebody puts cement down? Like somebody's like, "Oh, they're taping this. I'll be famous." The streaker, like a streaker running out on a football field.
It is it does seem like a fucking a hard.
So you can
line
hardball and scare about 99% of the crowd, but that 1%'s going, "Fucking hey, here's my big break."
I don't think hardball and scare is the approach. I think like Chaille that explain and you're
we can
part of
always
this.
we got 2 other nights too, but the thing is that they're your fans. They don't want to piss you off.
The problem is my fans in their own hometown in fucking Appleton, Wisconsin I'm pre-gaming for the Doug Stanhope show at 10 a.m. with a bottle of fucking wild turkey.
Yeah.
That's how I
And
prepare
now
for
normal
shows.
people are going to be in Vegas where
Vegas, baby.
It's almost like you should do a face recognition thing. Add that to your security. Because you could get the tweets of the guy who's like, pre-gaming at 8 a.m., this is going to be epic. And then put that picture so then when the fans come in, you can scan them and go, come over. The show's over here.
and all the fuckheads that have seen this show and then they, like...
Oh, hold on.
Brett Brock?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to give it to Andy. Brett Brock, it's Chad Shank. How are you doing?
You're on the air.
Yeah. You're on the podcast.
You're going to have to answer for why we didn't land those 2 rookie hookers.
Are we giving Brett Brock directions to here?
Yeah, he's here at the hotel to come up. Is that all right? He's a good dude. He's good.
Oh, yeah, don't give him directions on the podcast. Well, no, this won't go out till after
We're live.
done.
We're doing it live.
Hey,
We're at the
this is
25th
live.
floor, though.
All right.
No, we're not
Fabulous.
live.
So
Yeah.
go to the South Tower. Go to the elevators on the left-hand side. They're the only ones that go up to floor 25. It's a secret room.
And then call
once
when
you
you're
get
at...
up to 25.
Call.
Call again because we have to let you through a series of Maxwell Smart-like doors.
It's like no vacancy last the other night.
I wish I could remember the
right.
theme song.
Dun, 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 dun. All right.
We went to a bar in L.A. That
25.
07.
South Tower. Okay.
2507. Follow the smell of cigarette smoke.
Yeah, we'll let you.
do the opposite of what Mike Tyson says. The guy
right.
who gave us directions to send us back.
That was good directions. That was better directions than we had because we went into the elevators in the South Tower that only went up to floor 24. And then when we asked the Mike Tyson doppelganger security guard outside...
Are you sure he's a doppelganger?
Well, he didn't have the face tattoo. He was a young Mike Tyson. He said, yeah, that's over in the North Tower. So
You
we
know
went
what?
over-
I beat Buster Douglas. It was the cause that the
So we
judges
went-
had as the thing. I was partying out. I shouldn't have fought him that day.
Let's talk about Peter McNeely.
So you guys were talking. Doug was talking about exposing himself in public, so me and Brett Brock in L.A. I went to a couple Goodwills to try to get something fancy to wear to Doug's area. I'm not going to be in the show. I'm going to be outside, but I wanted some pants. But there's a lady who was fucking raging, yelling like she was just got burnt by lawyers on the street corner, full on raging. Yeah, fucking cunts. And I thought she was specifically, had she was looking at where there was a law office, so I just assumed that's what it was. But then we come back around and she's still yelling. She's yelling, and then I'm coming towards her, so she's yelling at me. And I go, she's my wife now, and I'm like, shut your fucking mouth, you fucking bitch, you've ruined my life too, you cunt. And then she's like steps back, because they must have some rules. You can't claw people and yell. You can yell at them. So, and then I got over by the car, and she just kept yelling and stuff, and I started getting kind of turned on for some reason in an urban setting. And then And so I was like, okay, there were kids there earlier, but I was like, I'm going to show this chick my dick. And I had to, I was careful about it. It's like, where's the cameras now? It's pretty hard. It's hard to be
premeditated.
It's hard to be spontaneous today, these days. But so I pulled my dick out, and then she goes, "Don't do that, Daryl. Don't do that." And we all drove off. So I don't know, where she is and how she is now.
This could be our pilot for Urban Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, and
I Daryl Dick for the rest of the week.
I've only done that, a few times, but it just seemed like that was, it's like she's yelling at me for stuff I didn't do. So
Somebody who filmed that, send me the link to that fucking YouTube video.
Yeah, she's probably a hidden camera Instagram star or something.
Somebody was yelling "World Star" the whole time.
Bingo, because when we did that whole car magnet thing, that everyone
the
just
signs.
sent us car magnets that are just inside jokes. The whole idea was to do things that made other people go, "What the fuck is that?" Well, so someone sent that. You saw that Nature Jack, Andy's Nature Jack tours.
Nature Jack tours. Yeah,
so,
which I
but
would
Bingo
never do.
still drives around with that on her car to this day.
Uh-huh.
I love that one.
Yeah, but it's like it's only funny to us.
It's
All right,
funny to me.
all right. Can you go get Brett Brock?
I guess if I did led people
Is
on
it
a
Brett
Nature
or
Jack
Brent?
tour, I just
He's on there.
I just have to say, you go, okay, here's your trail, go down that, can't all be in a group there. It's
Watch
not
your
like
step.
It's not like a cave tour where we're all, as a group.
Right. That one was actually a little more. It wasn't Andy's Nature Jack tour. It's Nature Jack's tour. But it's whittier than just.
But the point is, it's only we get it.
Salient
I
point.
thought
That's
women
very
had
good.
lost all their
In
rights.
fact,
What
if
was
you're-
that? I thought the South
Are we
was
making
taking-
America great again?
Yeah. Women can't control their vaginas, but they can still pipe in. My God, where's Mitch McConnell?
Someone tweeted me today that they caught a guy coming out of the show last night in Minneapolis hiding his MAGA hat.
Oh, really? Wow. Hey,
Hey, Brett Brock.
So we're walking up Hollywood Boulevard with his wolves, and it's like
Tracy will make you a drink.
2 or 3 in the morning, and a girl with the tightest pussy in Southern California comes up to me, and it's like it looks like me and Brett are going to score a couple of fucking fatties from San Diego, and
I missed the segue.
Like rookie hookers. They were, they weren't good at it. They didn't have business. It was like me trying to promote myself in comedy, like that level of hooker. Like, well,
I think he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't look like
so
it.
they're like, let me, it's like what tipping. I don't, there's 15. Well, what do you think this? I got the tightest pussy, and how much is that worth to you? And like, maybe you're asking the wrong guy because I mean, I don't want to insult you, but I my budget for that would be, a breakfast sandwich, Pussy to me is I could take breakfast sandwich I enjoy and I look forward to. So it's no comparison actually. But so then she wanted to go to ATM. It's like come on. But I did envision making love to a fat girl next to Brett Brock in a double bed, making love to a fat girl while 3 wolves fucking howled at the smell or whatever. So I would have done it for that. But I just so they got.
Why the fuck is he traveling with 3 wolves?
Come on over and explain yourself, sir.
Keeps the crackheads at bay.
It would keep people away from the truck.
Well, see, here's what we should have done.
One would.
We used
One wolf.
A picture of a wolf.
I had
One
I had a
keeps
beef.
more crackheads
I
away.
should have told them, look, I don't need to go to an ATM because, obviously we're staying at a 6 motel with 3 dogs. We're fucking rich. So, and then just, make the love and then, the dogs will pay. We're going to let the dogs take care of it while we.
I would think that would be a scam. The unprofessional or the rookie hookers get you to go to ATM and a guy comes up and blackjacks you from pimp after.
I don't think these two, if
They didn't look like they were a team?
I think if those
crew?
2 bitches tried their scam here in the Fremont, some pimp would punch them in the face in about 10 minutes and then own them from there on out.
Well,
I think they just wanted drug money.
That's how you get
and,
work.
They were, They didn't seem like their heart was into it.
My roommate for the stay in Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I had to tell him was, "Don't let hookers steal my shit, you motherfucker."
Yeah, well, you know how
I
much
don't have to be like one shoe. I'm walking around one shoe in Vegas. Chad, why do you have one shoe? Fucking Fremont hookers. Dandy brought Fremont hookers in our room.
I have 3 Xanax
wait,
left.
you have
I have 3
less-
Xanax left. I put them in the safe here because I know Andy's going to be here. And I got to go take a shit. No, you're not going to get my fucking Xanax, motherfucker.
You know I had struggle with mental illness.
Struggle, you thrive on it.
Yeah, I mean struggle, but yeah. So I mean, you know, if any pills have been missing, that was just me trying to fill a hole in my heart. Misdiagnosed for years.
I've already learned to go the opposite direction. As soon as Andy came in, I was like, "Here's our weed drawer."
And I will make this pledge to you: if I do steal your pills, I try to replace them with a mint that looks just like it. It's my MO.
Andy's furiously sucking on a mint to make it smaller so he can replace it. Like Indiana Jones fucking swat.
I had a real
X-Acto knife trying to make the P on the top and a line across the middle.
I had a real
7 or a 4.
I had a real low
diamond?
point. I had a real low point when my daughter had a toothache and revisited some oxys that we used to be there. And she did, you know, there weren't any oxys, but she, you know, she took one for a severe toothache, and that was a restless night for her.
But she had good breath.
She had fresh breath in the morning.
This is going to bind up your bowels anyway. You don't want this.
She's an ice skater, and you want to teach him to get, be tough. So a night of agony, you know. But on the other end, I had a pretty good time crushing all those up. Those were really good, and I wish she would have broken more bones ice skating. Honestly,
She's tossing his turning furiously through a sweat night, and Andy's sawing logs.
Yeah,
because he ate her oxys months ago.
You hear all those stories about overprescribing, and that's exactly what I fell into. My wife fell downstairs and had pain meds, and my daughter broke her ankle in the same time frame. So I spiraled out of control. Going upstairs, Percocets. Like, these make me crappy. I better go snort one of Delaney's oxys. I don't even like Vicodin neither, but what the fuck? They're good trade. But then I had to burglarize other
Opportunity
people.
was knocking on doors and windows. What am I supposed to do? Ignore this?
Eventually, I had to crawl through dog doors and burglarize other people.
Andy, I spent 4 days before we came here. I literally unpacked a bag, threw my clothes in the wash, took them out of the dryer, and put them back in the bag to come here because I spent a week down trying to. My uncle is in hospice. I was down there trying to help him die.
Yeah, it's good to get involved with relatives on the tail end.
Yeah.
Peel patches.
Well, he's weighs less than 100 pounds because he refused to go to a doctor at any point. But they sent him home with fentanyl patches. To do it. And when hospice got there, they were like, "Hey, this guy doesn't have any fat, so these fentanyl patches are not absorbing into anything. He's been on no pain medicine for the past 3 days.
So it just goes right through you. There's nothing.
There was no. Yeah. It wasn't a
There muscles or tendons.
He's bones and skin. So. But the point was there was 2 boxes of fentanyl patches sitting there that weren't going anywhere, and I was trying to finagle them.
Oh, you don't have them?
Oh, fuck!
I was like,
I'm so glad that
this
I
is
didn't
going to be
bring
fucking
them.
epic.
I'm so glad that I didn't bring them.
I cleaned out my after my mother-in-law died. I found one of those. I'm like right on the neck. I didn't even know what it was.
I wanted to leave him there because he's wanting to die, and he's not dying, and the family doesn't understand. They're giving him morphine at regulated doses, and I'm like, it doesn't matter anymore. You can give him as much morphine as he wants.
I have one nephew who's smarter than the others. My brother Larry looked like he was going to die, and we all sure, he's dead. That's fine, let's move on or whatever. But he was the one who went and cleaned out Larry's drugs. And miracle of miracles, Larry didn't die. So Larry's stash was gone, and it was a subside. It was a lot of drugs. Like Larry, so he's also a business guy, so he had extras. But he cleaned him out, and I'm like, motherfucker, I got outsmarted by that retard. He's not technically retarded, so it's okay to say retard. He's just really fucking dumb and has a fucked up head.
Wait, how does that make that okay?
He's not retarded.
He's not retarded, so it's okay to say retard.
Well, because I don't know.
When I told my
I don't
uncle,
know anything.
when I told my uncle and I had done drugs together and stuff throughout our life, we had a relationship that the rest of the family didn't understand. They were all shocked. He was like, "I want you to take care of my shit."
This is your dad's brother?
My dad's brother, and so the rest of the family's like, "What? They were that close? They don't know we did drugs together and all sorts of stuff." But they were all shocked when I told them. I'm like, "If you're ready to go, just because those fentanyl patches won't absorb, you can chew them. You can chew them fentanyl patches, and they'll fucking put you right down." The whole family's like, "What the fuck is the matter with you?"
You should have just showed him on your phone you putting down the dog. I'm actually pretty good at this.
It was so. If he would have asked me directly, he told me, "I want to die." And it wasn't a direct request. If he would have direct requested it, I would have laid in bed next to him and hugged him. It wouldn't have took much to just hug him a little tight. Yeah, packing a snowball. Mm-hmm. Poor bastard. Although I would have felt pretty bad now because I just got a phone call yesterday and my dad said he went to the casino for 4 hours. I was like, oh shit, he bounced back.
But that's what you said is like that's near the end. That kind of
they call it the honeymoon period.
I wonder what the record is for missed calls on hospice. Like somebody like hospice again, and then like 6 weeks later, we got to cut out here. He's just really fucking.
I don't even think you can do 6 weeks. I think it's like less than that. I think it's maybe 3.
Yeah,
because they only really get involved when the nurses know. They're the ones who fucking know.
Yeah,
they're like it's any. I remember my mom is like anytime now. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, and you are?
I kept trying to convince him to just give him more morphine because we had liquid morphine that we could shoot into his mouth. And I kept trying to just give him more if he says he should never be in pain. If he says he's in pain, give him more. I don't care if you gave him some 5 minutes ago. And then the hospice nurse came in and gave her speech to the family. And she was like, if he wants a beer, give him a beer. Fuck, he's dying. Awesome. Who gives a shit? And I was like, that's what I've been saying.
Is it like it's the opposite of intervention? There's a lot of people here who love you. We just want you to get involved in fighting.
When I got
give up, we're all here to tell you to give up.
As soon as I got home, it's a whole nother story. As soon as I got home, I have a newborn baby in my house, and I was used to taking care of my dying uncle for a few days, and the baby started crying in the middle of the night, and I yelled at my wife, "Give her more morphine!" Like, oh wait, that's a wrong patient. I'd rather. It's like the difference between tearing down a building and building a building. and one of them you can fuck up terribly, and the other like fuck it. I just gotta hit shit with a hammer. I don't give a fuck.
Do you know how long a baby sleeps with a fentanyl patch on it? Forever.
Don't worry about your vaccinations now, bitch. I didn't mean any of that.
I was just thinking, I'm just going to let this go until you hit that, and we just hit that.
Yeah.
That's a fucking
I'm
podcast.
just starting to think, hey, I haven't done any drugs, and I've been in Vegas for about an hour.
I was thinking the whole time, this podcast doesn't need me or Chaille, and then I realized it still needs Chaille.
Yeah,
I could have ducked out and been fucking at the roulette wheel.
The title that he thought for the podcast.
Well, hold on. Put some context in this.
That's
Brett Erickson wants to start a podcast with Andy, and
we're the last two comics that don't have any tie-in to a podcast.
What about? Well, Brett Erickson should move to Bisbee and do you and Chad Shank.
Well, we're actually going to record one this weekend with Chad because we're going to talk about Alaska, and then play that podcast we tried to record up there.
I don't know where you're going, so go ahead.
Andy was talking about it as if everyone knew that Brett Erickson had started a podcast.
Titled the Doug Less Podcast.
The Doug Less Podcast.
It's just not Doug.
Way to coattail. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought about calling it the James Inman Bootstraps Inman Podcast.
I was thinking. I wish Inman was here for this weekend.
You know who has to get together? James Inman and Sam Tripoli in the basement of the store and lock them in there until they figure what the fuck is going on. Tripoli and Inman.
Yeah, you tell me off the air because
conspiracy theory.
But just fucking Patreon.
Patreon, yeah. So,
Explain this.
well, it's a website for creators, and we fancy ourselves creators. We're creating this, and we'd like to invite you as a listener to donate what you can. If you enjoy the show, donate, kick it in. Go to patreon.com/Stanhope Podcast.
But
It's like a church.
Do
and
that for
collection
now.
plate, right?
Ask a question, Doug.
You said something about people that donate will give you shit or
Well, no.
something.
What we'll do is we'll set up. We'll
I'm so
set up.
bad at
We'll
this.
set up a goal. I know.
You're
I don't
getting
think
better though.
we'll set up. We'll
Get
set
me
up
a drink.
We'll set up an
Tracy.
amount a modest amount that we'd like to get to, and if we hit that amount, then we'll put out an extra podcast for the month at the end of the month.
All right.
And then we'll do that, and then
For subscribers.
For subscribers, the only people who are going to get that fifth one are the people who actually donate through Patreon. And we're not asking for a lot. I mean, if it came down to it, if you enjoy the podcast,
Oh wait, so we could put out that 4-hour Marilyn Manson.
there's a lot of things that we could use as a carrot.
to
get people to
one that everyone. When we didn't really know how to podcast, we had 4 hours of bingo carrying around whatever that unit is.
The recorder.
With two. Oh, the recorder?
Yeah.
Is that what they still call it?
I think my ride's here.
I can hear that in the headphones. Whatever.
Good.
There's a
Yes.
beach party or
Sirens.
something going on out there.
Yeah, no, it's probably one of our fans.
They know what hotel you're in, Stanhope.
I don't know if it's punk rock bowling shooting our people or our people shooting the bus station people.
So Patreon, yes, we've got a lot of things, and as we figure out more about how to do this and gauge what's going on with it, we'll
Just chuck some money in there. Fuck sponsors
I mean,
firing us when we're on their side. Ugh.
we put it when I put pen to paper on this thing. I figured the people that download the podcast in the first day or two, it's the first 48 hours that it goes out. So from Wednesday morning to Friday, if those people just donated 25 cents, and that's not even half of what downloads in a week, that would be more than enough for us to get through the month in
And for the listener, this pays for this podcast. Without Chaille, there is no podcast. Because Andy and Chad and I could talk, and they'd be funny all day, but without Chaille to fucking put this together...
It's a conversation, is all. It's not a podcast.
You'll never hear it.
You'd have to be on
Chaille
a stool
and Tracy
at the bar
at Traley's.
in the fun house.
And Chaille is generous enough to share with me, and I have new mouths to feed.
Yeah. I have, Patron.
So once again,
Donate.
Patreon. I know you were trying to help,
booze.
Andy.
It's a booze.
Patreon.com/Stanhope Podcast. Donate what you can, and if you can't, maybe someday you will.
Get a job, earn a few dollars.
All right, thank you. There will be plenty more of these podcasts, but yeah, this is going to be a weekend of 1,000 fucking people to talk to, and I have a job. So, yeah, I'll be here. I'll do, hey, this is Doug Stanhope Podcast, and then I'll let 1 million people talk, and I'll step out. Thank you for listening. Chad Shank, Andy Andrist, at HD Fatty, at Andy Andrist, at Ggreg Chaille, Chaille. We love your tweets because we don't fuck around with all that Instagram shit. Maybe you do. I don't know.
dropped MySpace. Fuck it.
Click. Did you hang up? No, I just said click.